In my hand is a best-in-class Mizuno GX Sonic tech suit that I imported from Japan to the UK, all in for £50. I post stuff like this on my Instagram story, and so many of you ask, how do I do it? So in today's video, I'm going to walk you through how I get these epic deals. Take this for example, £72. This is the same model that Jordan Crooks wore to swim 99 for 50 freestyle. £70 shipped to the UK. Buyee is great, but you have to know how to navigate it. And I'm going to show you my buying experience and then talk you through some of the models I got in today's video. This is a sponsored video by Buyee, so thanks to Buyee for sponsoring the video, and you can save 10% on your first order in the description. And if you enjoy my content, make sure to like and subscribe. Let's get into it. And I'm going to use Buyee, I'm going to use JD Direct Item Shopping to start with to purchase some of the items I'm going to talk about in this buying guide. And the first is what I think is the fastest, what I don't think, I know is the fastest tech suit in the world right now. It's the Mizuno GX Sonic 6MV. It's just come out in this beautiful new teal colorway and it costs 29,000 yen, which is £157. So that's the first thing I'm going to add to the cart. The second thing I'm going to add to the cart is the Mizuno RC cap. It's a brand new racing cap that Mizuno have just launched, and it has this weird ribbing texturing on the surface, and here it is. It's just over 3,000 yen, or it's even cheaper here. I think I want the plus version, so I'm going to get the plus version, which is £18.86 here. You can see the texture on the top. I'm going to buy it in the black colorway. It comes in one size, and I'm adding that to my shopping cart too. Now, something I also like to do on Buyee is go to Mercari, which is like a flea market, and you can pick up second-hand stuff and you can get some massive bargains. So I'm going to just type in Mizuno GX Sonic and see what I can see. And these are all, there's some brand new stuff here, there's some used stuff. Oh, the RC cap here is actually just £10. Maybe I should just buy this instead. That looks brand new. I'm going to buy this instead of the one I just put into my basket because this is way cheaper. Yeah, why would I not? Is it the same thing, right? Yeah. This is the same thing. Insane. Add to the shopping cart. £10.74. This is why I love Mercari, and you can pick up so many great deals. So I'm going to delete that one. I've just saved 1,500 yen. Let's go back to Mercari to see what we can get. But I'm a big believer that you should have some cheaper suits. One for training, two for, in-season races, and then get like one flagship suit for the end of the season. I mean, if you can afford a million flagship suits brand new, you can do that. We've got a medium GX Sonic 6 MV for £102. That's the fastest suit in the world. £102 just there. We've got some Neos here. I've always wanted to buy the Neo TF. This is this. I've never tried the Mizuno Neo TF. It's since the 3, it's the only Mizuno GX Sonic suit I haven't tried. Now it's got to hope it's in my size, which would be a medium in this suit. Look at that. It's a medium. I'm putting that straight in the shopping cart. I can see this guy's got great feedback. He said it's been used 8 times there in the description. To finish this little bit on Buyee, I'm going to just show you what it's like to order a product, explain their process, and also tell you that if you use the link in the description, you can save 10% off your first Buyee order. So we've got some different plans here. We can get insured delivery, we can get inspection only, but for £500, I'm going to get yen, which is £2.50. I'm going to get their standard plan, which is on top of the 8,000 yen. In all seriousness, you can go for the light plan, but I'm okay with just making sure what I get is exactly what I ordered. So it brings the total up to £47.27. I'm going to use PayPal, so obviously I'm not going to show you all this. So I've now made my order, and what that means is they're going to basically go and purchase that suit from Mercari, and then they are going to get it shipped to their warehouse, and then I can get it shipped to me in the UK for an additional fee. But obviously everything I've just ordered in this purchase, so the GX Sonic 6MV, I'm going to get a Neo SL as well, because I really want to get a Neo SL. I found one on Mercari. The RC cap, the mesh cap, it's all going to get all shipped in one order, so you compile the order, and it just makes it a little bit cheaper. Instead of paying £20 shipping on every single thing, I'll pay £20 to get it all shipped once.
A few moments later.
I thought we've come this far, so I'm going to show you the whole Buyee process. And the next step, after they've ordered all of the items into their warehouse, is consolidating the packages. You can see that it's £17 to deliver each package. There's no point me paying £17 for all 3 of these packages because that would be 51 quid instead of we'll just ship in one package, which is obviously the smartest thing. So you apply for package consolidation, and you can add protective packaging if you want, but I didn't. I applied for consolidation. You can see it's £0, it's £0. So I now just have to wait until that's happened.
1 day later.
We're now 1 day later. Instead of having 3 packages at £17 each, we just have one, which has saved us £34. And I'm going to get that shipped to the UK. I did make some amendments to what I'm going to be shipping. I didn't get the MV in the end because I didn't have my size, and I didn't get the mesh cap. So I'm going to be bringing my own Arena mesh cap to the market soon. You can get the by air delivery, which is like a FedEx or a DHL, but I just use the recommended EMS. It's always been good, and it comes with Parcel Force in the UK. I select that, I pay the money for the £17, and then it's on its way.
4 to 6 days later.
I think we're 6 working days since I consolidated the package and pressed ship via Buyee, and we've had the package delivered by Parcel Force. We know what's inside it, but we'll open it together anyway. We know what's inside it because, well, we ordered it together, didn't we? So here we go. Let's see how it is. This is how they ship it. It's not the most fancy packaging. You can pay a bit extra for protective packaging, but I've never had any issues. Like everything you see on this table, these Mizunos, these come through Buyee. These Mizunos come through Buyee. So everything you're seeing here, I use Buyee to order, and there's no issue with anything. I've got Pokemon cards and they all come in good condition, so I've never felt a need for the protective packaging, but it's an option there if you want to use it. So let's get this first suit out. I mean, I think it's a suit. Should hope it's a suit. And this one I really wanted. I was really excited for. It's the Jordan. Whoa! It's the Jordan Crooks suit. It's the 5MR in the same colorway Jordan Crooks swum a 1999 50 or 1990 50 freestyle short course in. Oh, it's beautiful. Look how good condition this is. You can generally tell condition or a few things. One, by looking at like this little area here, you can see how faded it is. You can see a little bit of fran on a well-used suit, and this just looks immaculate. Wow. I think the listing said it had been used twice, and the Japanese are very honourable. They don't really make up. God, this looks good. Oh wow, I'm super happy with this one. I think I paid like £74 for this. So this is the suit that set the world record for the 50 freestyle short course meters. So the only difference between the 5MR and the 5ST is basically the 5ST has more dual layering here, but the taping is in that same X shape, and you can see all the tape in here. So you get a little bit less compression for a little bit less dual layering. But wow, what a purchase that was. And these ones are coming in these little envelopes. Here we go. God, it's like pass to parcel. I'm on my 3rd package here. Oh. Let's make sure I don't hurt this suit. I probably should have got some scissors here. I feel like I don't do this style of stuff enough, like this quite kind of loose unboxing style. There we go. So this is a suit I've never owned. It's the Mizuno GX Sonic Neo TF Technical Flex. Again, this was used. This was really cheap. I think it was £50. I mean, you've seen all the prices because you saw me order them. I don't know them off the top of my head. I really like how this has these pink drawstrings. I just think it really has a beautiful aesthetic. Again, feels... Look how intact the logo is. This feels super unused. I think this was again used once or twice. Look how you can see no fading here. This is a medium as well. I wear a range of suits sizes. For the 6MV I wear a large, but for these more flexible models I like a medium. For the 5MR I'd be a medium or a large, but I gave the medium a go there because that was what was available in such a good deal. Wow, this suit feels nice. Yeah, wow. It feels in great condition. So happy to finally get my hands on one of these, and I'm going to go over this a little bit more in this video a bit further on, because I think it's super similar to some other models as well. So I'm going to do some investigating after I finish unboxing, and then yeah, there'll be another segment in this video. But like, you're seeing the quality. Look at this. You've seen how old suits FINA approved tags come off. This I genuinely think has been used once. This looks immaculate. Wow. And then lastly, this was the cheapest little get from the package. This was £10 I think I paid for this. And this is brand new. Ah, it's even got a little thing that says thanks a million on it. How nice is that? This is the GX Sonic RC. RC stands for race cap. This is brand new. I am unboxing it for the first time. I was going to buy this brand new for a little bit more, then I found someone on flea market selling it for even cheaper brand new. And this, like the Aquaforce wave caps, has these little ridges on the top. So like, I like the arena caps. Obviously I have arena caps as merch. I would love to do Mizuno caps as merch, just it's really hard to do anything with Japanese companies in terms of merch. The ripples are nothing like, I don't know if you can even see it. It's got this like, it's very light texture, very light texture. Nowhere near as obvious as what you get with the Arena Japan. Let's flip this around. Let's put this on for you. I'm not sure what size this was. I'm not sure if there is sizes. I'd presume there is sizes. I think this was the large. And this wasn't the plus. They have an RC and they have an RC plus. The plus, I've had the Mizuno previous cap in the plus, and it kind of has this weird dip over the ears. And I actually didn't want this time. It feels a little small on the back of my head. I'd need my mesh cap underneath if I was going to race in this. But other than that, feels pretty good. You see the ripples on the top? There we go. There's the unboxing. That's what you get for, I think that whole order was like £130 plus £20 shipping. £150. 2 barely used race suits and this weird Mizuno race cap.
Somebody help me get over it. Somebody help me.
Now you could see I was really quite excited in that last segment to receive the Neo TF, the technical flex model that was released back in 2021. I've always wanted to get my hands on this model because I just love how it looks with the pink neon drawstrings and its aura blue colorway. I've just wanted to own one, but I never got one back at the time, and it was quickly replaced in Mizuno's lineup by the Neo SL, which I did receive and review back on its release date. Now, other than its look, I always had this sneaky suspicion that it might be really quite similar to the Neo SL. And upon further investigation, after the unboxing yesterday, I've basically found out that it is an identical model to 2 other Mizuno tech suits. So basically there was 3 Mizuno models that had been released over an 8-year span that were identical. And you know, I love going down rabbit holes. I'm a little bit of a nerd, especially when it comes to anything swimming really, but of course tech suits. And I've spent all morning looking at the history of Mizuno GX Sonic models that have been released since the ban of bodysuits in 2009. Now, I'm not going to really touch on the RX Sonic models that were released in Europe back in like the 2010 era and were sort of showcased by the sponsorship of Federica Pellegrini and Fred Busquet. And I am trying to get my hand on one of these models. So if anyone out there has got an RX Sonic, I really want to try it. But the GX Sonic originally come out in basically like 5 variations. The first GX Sonic line that come out was split into 3 different models that basically had different proportions of 3 different fabrics. You had a GX Dyna, which was the sprint option that had just 1 fabric. You had a GX Motion and a GX Fit, and they had different combinations of, well, these 3 different fabrics. Each of them 2 models had 2 different fabrics, whereas the Dyna had just 1 fabric. Then the kind of next generation of GX models come out with the Type D and the Type M. This is the Type M, and it was released in 2013, and it was kind of the second generation of GX Sonic models, but it was just called the GX Sonic D and GX Sonic M. And the D looks, I've never had a D, the D looks very similar, and the only obvious things I can see differently on the D is that this sort of black area on the D is much wider, so this sort of seam comes all the way across here, and this black area and taping is in a different place, and the FINA approved badge is actually on this chunk of this black strip here. That's the only difference I can see between the D and the M. And I actually got this one off Buyee about 6 months ago because I've always wanted to try the GX Sonic M. I think I paid £25 for it, maybe even less. I'll pop it up on the screen now. And it was quite warm and it was quite old. It's obviously a 12-year-old suit. And after a few wears, I have actually got just a little hole on the crotch area here. And you could just see when I received this how worn this was. Like this little area here, this mesh area. On the crotch, it is very worn away compared to some, well, similar models that I have here. But I really like this suit. I've done some fast swimming and training with this suit, and I loved wearing this, which was not a surprise because Mizuno obviously knew that this was a great model. Now, following the GX Sonic M and D, they released the GX Sonic 2, which was kind of the third generation of Mizuno's GX Sonics, basically the 6th and 7th GX Sonic model. And that included the ST and the MR, and it was the first time they went through the sprint and multi-racer naming scheme. I've never tried either of them suits. The MR is a black and orange suit that you might have seen around, and the ST was black with neon green taping down the back of the suit. And I actually managed to get like a load of these in like extra small for the kids I was coaching in Oman, Muscat, back in around 2019. They paid like £50 a suit of these brand new from Amazon Japan at the time. And they're brilliant suits. They loved wearing them. The second generation was of course followed up by the legendary third generation, which of course again come in ST and MR. And that was followed by the fourth generation of Mizuno tech suits, which I don't have any on hand. And then when the fifth generation come out, it was at first combined with the Neo TF and quickly followed by the combination of it being with the Neo TF SL and AG. Now I finally got a Neo TF yesterday and I have a Neo SL here. Both of these I got from Buyee. This one I really like. I like the colorway of this one. I never had this back in the day, and it also has this Japanese team logo on the front there, which I always think is really cool when you get that. I think I paid like £52 for this, and I paid even less, £43 for this Neo TF. Both are used, but both are in fantastic conditions. And you can see that based on like this little crotch area here, like you can see it on the Neo SL. It's really in quite good condition, and the same goes for that. And you can see if you compare it to my Type M that I've got here, the crotch on this is absolutely destroyed. So as much as this one's split, I wouldn't worry about splits or rips on the others. Mizuno have the best longevity of any suit out there. And the point I'm making, what we're finally getting to, is that basically all three of these tech suits are identical. The Type M released in 2013, the Neo TF released in January 2021, and the Neo SL released in September 21. Now, putting the Neo SL aside for just a brief moment, but when I say these two suits are identical, this is not like a slight exaggeration. They're not like similar. They are identical. And the thing we can do to really deem that is we can check these FINA approved badges. So if we look at the FINA approved badge on the Type M, we read the number, and we look at the FINA approved badge on the Neo TF, read the number, they are identical. They have identical FINA approvals. This is wild. Now actually, if you look at the World Aquatics approval list, you can see that the Type M and the Type D got reapproved. It says GX Sonic 1, Type M, Type D, reapproved in 2021, which is kind of interesting that they went down that route, but I don't really know the intricacies of getting a suit World Aquatics or FINA approved. But yes, obviously they look strikingly different, except that they both have the same FINA approved tag and these neon pink drawstrings. I much prefer how this one looks, but actually when you look at everything a bit closer, they are of course the same, because well, that's why they have the same FINA approval. Now, what I do know from my time with the Boar is that you can actually keep a suit FINA approved and make tweaks. So there could be tweaks in terms of slight amount of fabric in each area. So they could have actually put less fabric in between these two seams here, which would make this have slightly more compression and stuff like that. But from trying both these suits on and you know, holding them, I think these are just straight up identical. And you can see actually when you look a bit closer, they have the same seams, they have the same taping, they have the same areas of dual layering here. It's no surprise. I need to stop hitting my mic. Sorry if I just hit my mic. It's no surprise that these are identical tech suits because, well, they are. Now, the Neo SL, on the other hand, isn't technically an identical tech suit. It has a different FINA approved number. It's, by all intents and purposes, a different suit. They have, oh, we get them in, there you go. They have different FINA approved numbers, which again means they aren't identical, but they pretty much are. The makeups of all 4 different fabrics that these suits used is the same on both suits. The taping is exactly the same on both suits. And the only very small difference that I, to the naked eye, can notice, and if anyone knows more differences, and I'm not talking about the different coloured drawstrings, is that on the back of the SL, this little dual layering area has basically elevated fabric, whereas on the GX Sonic Type M and Neo TF, this area here is sort of stuck down, is bonded down. That is the complete difference between these two models. If I was going to say there was one more slight difference, the distance between these three strips of taping is slightly different on the SL to on the identical Neo TF and M. See, this is a, don't know if you can see here, but that is like really not much gap between these two tapings, whereas on the SL, that gap is actually, yeah, visibly larger. So they are the two differences I can see. Beyond that, they both feel great in the water. I love these suits. By the way, there's a lot of Mizuno wearers that still swear by this suit. This is the suit that the Neo SL, that Luke Hobson wore for the world record in the 200 freestyle short course meet. Is that 139? I think it's the suit he wore at trials, although now he's sponsored by Mizuno. I think he might have to switch to wearing the 6CR. But these are brilliant suits. These are the suits for people that want a Mizuno but don't love the ultra compression of like the ST and the MV. They are light, thin, but still have great taping. Honestly, these are like the dream suit. They're like that sort of great, papery, thin fabric with taping. What a winner of a suit. And the fact that I paid 50 and 40 and 50 pounds for these, oh, it just blows my mind. But I hope you enjoyed me basically nerding out about the fact that 3 Mizuno suits, or at least 2 officially, are identical, and they actually basically re-released a previous model in 2021. I thought that was pretty novel and cool. And we know that a lot of the Mizuno models are very similar. The 4MR and 5MR are very similar. The 4ST and 5ST are very similar. In fact, the 4ST, 5ST and 6MV have very small differences. They normally make differences in the hydrophobic repellency treatment. They make small differences in the fabric makeup, and they make small differences in the seam structure and longevity of the suits. As I said, them 2 are identical. And obviously after the release of the 5, we then got the 6, which I still wear and love, the MV to this day. And we are going to see, I've heard, more Mizuno suits at the beginning of 2027. I hope you enjoyed this video on how to use Buyee to get some ridiculous deals on tech suits. I hope you enjoyed me nerding out about the generations of Mizuno over the years. And if you did, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. I'm going to be smashing coverage of the World Championships when they start in a couple weeks' time. So if you want to see that, make sure you tune in. And as always, I'll see you on the next one.